From WDWNT, the worldwide leader in Parks News, this is ParksCenter. Hello there, everybody. Welcome to this week's edition of ParksCenter. Joining me on tonight's show, we got one fewer people than usual, but we do have Tyler.
Oh, hello from Canada.
Jill.
Hello.
And Rob.
Hey, Vaco! What's up?
Yes. Everybody else tonight, unfortunately, is off helping to set up for tomorrow night's show, which we'll talk about at the bottom of the show. But starting off with the a ParksCenter double shot on the NBA experience. That title kind of summarizes where we're going with this. So we managed to get a couple of our reporters in to preview this before it officially opens to the public. And granted, things can change between previews and when it actually opens, but things don't look good at this point.
It's not Disney Quest. Why isn't it
not.
Disney Quest? It should be Disney Quest. Like, that's to me, like, the thing is, since the beginning, like, this place was really going to have to prove itself to me, because I love Disney Quest, like 1.0, like the original, when everything still worked. Like, that was such an amazing concept, and the idea they were going to take it to other places and put one in Chicago and one over, one on the West Coast, and it was going to be really cool. So, I mean, it had and it was its own experience. It was an extra thing. And so, like, the NBA experience seems to me to be more like a restaurant gift shop sort of a situation. And I know they have some interactive pieces. I know they have this big dribble competition thing, and but I mean, it's not surprising to me, the review, that it's, that it kind of misses the mark. But I mean, I'm not super excited about it. I don't know a ton of people who have been like checking their watch for that countdown to when NBA experience opens up. So I hope it adds some excitement, and it should add some energy to that side of the West End that's been so lacking ever since they closed down Cirque and Disney Quest, and it's just been kind of quiet town over there. So the big screens in front and everything should be pretty cool. I just wish it was something that I was really more into, like an NFL experience. It would be more my cup of tea. So, yeah. I mean, I'll definitely check it out when I get there. But like right now, I'm just like, it is basically exactly what I expected it to be, and I haven't even seen it yet.
I need to cut to this face. I'm sorry, but that face just so accurately sums up at least how I feel about this.
What's the appeal for someone who doesn't like sports?
There is none.
There isn't one.
Exactly.
There is literally none.
Well, I mean, it's like
player profile. All right. Disney Quest has like something for everyone. I don't recall. I mean, when I went in 2014, I do not remember if they had like basketball arcade games or not, or if they ever did. But like Disney Quest had something for everyone, and this is like only if you like basketball. You don't? Yeah, the rest of Disney Springs, like
you know what? I will say though that it's going to have a little bit of trying to convince people that basketball might be something they'd like to try, though. I mean, I will give it that when you're not going to go searching for basketball, but if basketball is right there and you see the big screens and all the excitement, I was almost going to say hoopla, stop that, that there would be a lot that it might interest you, and you might go in and you might see something cool, and you might go, oh, hey, actually, this is not this. I can see how people could get into this. So it could be that they want to be there as a big commercial for, well, obviously that they want to be there as a big commercial for the NBA, but so I think that it's got a better chance of introducing you to basketball. I just don't know that it's going to be all that exciting. I think if people wanted to try that stuff, they would probably go to the wide world of sports for that. So it's almost like a little sampling. I mean, it's a huge building and a huge expense. mean, I hope that it is entertaining, because otherwise, I mean, I would hate to see this thing close down in a couple of years and leave that big dark hole again on the west side.
Yeah.
I don't know. Here's like, I find it difficult to see how people who don't care about basketball are going to be willing to spend $35 a person to get into this place. If you care about basketball, then that's great, and maybe that's what you want to do. I feel like it's kind of, I don't know. I guess the point is to bring people to Disney Springs who might not otherwise come to Disney Springs and try to get new customers. But here's the problem. Like, I'm fine with it being a thing that I don't care about and that I will just walk past every time I'm at Disney Springs and never set foot in and whatever. Like, I'm fine with that. The problem I have, and I think the problem we all as Disney fans have, is where it sits. If it sat anywhere else in Disney Springs and replaced anything else in Disney Springs, no one would care. But because it replaced Disney Quest, which is something that so many of us are like have such fond memories of, that's why we have sort of this extra high standard that we're holding it to that I don't think there's any way it's ever going to meet.
I feel like you're making the exact same argument that we would make for the Great Movie Ride and the Mickey and Minnie Runaway Railway. It's like, if it was anywhere else, we might be into it. But why put it there and crush my childhood with a big basketball? You know, again, there were some really cool things about Disney Quest. I would kind of wish that they had figured a way to take what the Void does, and I know this isn't about the NBA experience, but to take what the Void does and what the Disney Quest experience was and mix it into something 2019 and beyond, as opposed to just demolishing the whole thing and building this. I feel like the NBA presence at Universal was never all that impressive. So I don't know why they would double down and do it again at Disney Springs, maybe thinking there's going to be more traffic at Disney Springs than there was at City Walk. But I mean, I know we're probably like beating this to death, but I hope it's good. I hope it's fun. I hope it's just something else that you walk by and maybe check out. But I didn't understand going into it that there was going to be a $35 or $32 price tag on it either.
Yes. That
to me is a game changer. Same thing as like the pop-up Disney at Downtown Disney in Anaheim, is that I would have loved to have gone into that, but it was like a $30 ticket to get into that too, just to basically walk around and take a bunch of selfies. So, I mean, I mean, and you know, I'm all about doing it for the gram, but I do think that $35 just to get in and experience this is going to be off-putting. So maybe if there is another way you can experience it without that price, then I would try it. But I don't even see it. I love doing everything Disney when I'm there. I don't see me spending $35 or times 4 for a family of 4 to get in and try it.
It's really unfortunate that the first time that we actually talk about like a professional sport on this sports inspired show that
like I said, put football there, man. I'd be all about it.
Yeah,
it should have been all sports and esports.
Oh,
and the other,
they had something in there for esports. Ooh.
You already own the streaming rights to Overwatch. There you go.
And that
whole building could have been Overwatch.
That goes back to the whole, mix the void and what Disney Quest was, esports. Right. Yeah, it would have been great.
Well, and the other random, it's de-Disneyfying Disney Springs again. Like, so much of everything outside of the marketplace area has nothing to do with Disney. And now this is just one more thing that it's kind of like, if you're not a Disney person and Disney is why you're there, you're not really venturing anywhere past like World of Disney anymore.
And I mean, again, I know we've kind of talked about this past the buzzer, but one thing is that I got to feel like I put a lot of faith in Disney, that they've done their research, that they know what they're doing, that this is going to work for them. So you don't build a very expensive, very large building and not have done some research that there is a need or there is a desire or there's an opportunity here. So I think, I'd like for them to prove me wrong on it, but it just doesn't, to your point, it doesn't feel very Disney. It doesn't feel kind of right. No. It feels more universal.
Yeah, to that point, I don't know who takes the loss on this if it fails. Is it Disney or is it the NBA?
That's what I was going to say.
I think it's probably kind of the NBA. I don't think it's Disney.
Like the NBA is paying for that building, I'm sure.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
There's no way that Disney reached out to the NBA and asked them to be in this space. I'm sure that the NBA was looking for somewhere to do something like this, and when they saw that space, went for it. To be fair, I don't have insider information on that. This is me guessing, but I can't imagine that Disney's going to be like, yeah, sure, we'll put you in there, and if it doesn't work, then we'll pay for it.
Yeah.
That's
fair.
That's not
Said
how
Disney to no one ever.
Yeah. They're not
Well, it's your funeral. If you want to be there, go ahead and build a building.
Exactly. You're going to pay the
Cash
rent?
it
I don't
out.
care what you do. Get 0
Yeah.
people in that space. You'll pay. I don't care.
You just can't brand the monorail. Otherwise, give us your money.
All right.
You got a good transition for us, Ben?
I mean, monorail.
Give us
serves
your
Epcot.
money. Speaking of which,
Yeah. So there have been some new annual pass holder perks revealed for Epcot specifically. You can get reserved seating at the concert series in Epcot. You can get a 10% discount in America, and you can get a secret food item because secret food menus are all the thing, not what is pictured here. That is the
hang on.
free dessert
You can
over at the,
purchase it.
yeah. This is the free dessert over at the Coral Reef restaurant, where if you head over there and get any entree, so it's not just free.
Right.
You
Free with
get a little
purchase.
dessert thing with it. Yeah. And there's a photo pass opportunity that nobody cares about. Also, that
Except for me and Jill.
surprise
We're
AP
going.
treat is this.
Oh my god, I will totally do that
sandwich.
photo pass with you, Rob.
Yes. Let's do it. Me and Jill, we're in.
There we go.
Reflections.
That
So
looks
this-
delicious.
No, but here's the problem, Jill.
actually
Is
looked really good.
this won't be available at Reflections, right? Because
No,
everything ends on the
you're right.
28th. Everything ends on the
it's gonna be
28th. And
August.
see, so here, I'm filling in Pete's spot here. So let me do like half Pete, half like kind of like the other side. So the Pete side will be the positive side. It's like, hey, Disney's doing something for AP. It's great. Everybody's excited about it. They're going, hey, we love you. Here's some new stuff you could do, and here's a whole list, and it's great. So that's awesome. But the other side of it is I look at that it's over on the 28th, and they're saying, hey, look, we're just trying to squeeze a little bit more out of you before Food and Wine and Batu drop. So if you could go ahead and get in now, give us some money, that would be fantastic. So
I
I
come back again later and give us more money.
Right. I love AP perks. I mean, that's one of those things where I feel like I just want to get every ounce out of an AP that I can. And so like when they do AP buttons at Food and Wine, I will literally go buy something at every booth so I can get an AP button, and they're like about this big. But I'm like, nope, that's mine. That's an AP thing. I got to get that. So I love that they do the perks, but it's a weird like a hodgepodge of perks, almost like they went around and said, okay, look, we need a little something. What can you guys do? I don't know, ice cream cookie? And they're like, yeah, cool, let's do that. We got ice cream cookie right here. What do you got? Well, we could take an extra picture over here and not tell anybody who's not an AP. Yeah, okay, that doesn't cost us anything. And I'm not trying to be down on it. I'm just like, I want there to be more things, and this is great, but it feels, I mean, the targeting of the date is almost too surgical that it feels like hidden it a little better from me that it was so on purpose.
Oh, I'm
So- I don't know
how you
sure
feel.
that's the point. Like, that's why they're doing this.
My 2 points of this are, you're absolutely right. It's kind of like, here's this hodgepodge of stuff that really kind of cost us nothing. Like, the cookie is the only thing that's sort of remotely creative, and you pay for that.
You pay for that.
But also, the seating at American Gardens, like, so first of all, they say at concert series at American Gardens, the only thing playing at American Gardens Theater between now and when that expires is Awesome Mix Live. And let me tell you, there's no reason you need priority seating for Awesome Mix Live. I was there the first day it came back, and I had no need for priority seating for Awesome Mix Live. But it's just kind of like, you just jacked up pass holder prices like over 10%, and this is the biggest bone you can throw us. Like, and it's all in Epcot, and it's all before Food and Wine starts, so it's all just, hey, come to Epcot, and maybe we'll get you to come and spend some more money. Like, it doesn't. None of this feels authentic, and none of this feels like they really actually care about pass holders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ben,
Which
what were
is
you?
so much
mean,
the pass holder complaint.
Less Disney.
Mhm.
That's what they want the APs doing. Is just give me all
Yep.
your money.
And we do.
Yep.
Speaking of,
Except I'm.
so
Yeah, right.
the annual pass holder previews are open for Galaxy's Edge, and by pass holder previews open, I mean you can go and reserve them if there are any left. And
That's a
I'm
good
pretty sure
question.
they're
Does
not.
anybody know if they're gone?
Yeah, I haven't checked. I'll
I
be honest
tried
with you.
later that day and they were gone.
Oh,
The problem that I have is this right here. Reservations for pass holder previews are only available if you live out of state, is how that reads.
Well, not in. I mean, you
'Cause
could have a platinum pass if you're in state.
yeah, but there's very little reason to. Like, I mean, I suppose that you could,
Right, so
but
you don't
like,
have
I don't know why
blackouts.
you'd want to. Like, if you got cheaper passes, if you're DVC and you can get access to the cheaper annual pass that way, like, there's a multitude of better options. This is
I mean, to
really
that
the
end, it's like
state of the art.
Disneyland. Like, Disneyland has pass blackouts. So does every other AP except platinum. So this basically is, they're kind of saying this falls into your blackout period if you are not a platinum AP, because platinum and up are the only ones that don't have blackout dates. But I would have gone if I was going to be there. I'm super like jealous and impressed with you, Ben, that you're going just for this.
Yeah, I am doing the shortest trip I have ever done to Disney World. I am flying out that Monday morning, going for the 11 to 3 block, and then flying back that night.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
Yeah.
like, I mean, I've got the annual pass, so I'm not paying for tickets, I'm not paying for hotel, and I had the points for free air travel. So this is a $12 trip for me. Like,
Plus
it's
whatever you're
something I
spending
just had
Galaxy's
to
Edge.
do. Oh, I mean,
are
yeah,
you
whatever, but-
are you doing Savis or Ugas?
No, I'm just doing the normal, like
The Smuggler's
The
Run?
one ride?
Yeah, 'cause I'm enough of a gamer that I know that I'm gonna want to sit there and just ride that for 4 hours and just try and perfect it.
Yeah. Well, and plus,
So-
as far as like the gamer, like the app, like and the things that you can do with
Oh,
that,
that's
you're
it,
going to
yeah.
want to play around with that too. So, I mean, having done the California one, I am so tempted to try to do this in Florida as well that I went ahead and reserved one, but it's for that Monday, and I can't make the math work the way that you did. I really can't, and I'm like looking at it, going, "Oh, I really would like to," and yet at the same time, if it's a carbon copy of the one that I just went to that was actually open and I could walk through and spend all the time I wanted in, I don't know why I should do it except for the fact that I just want to. So, it was pretty amazing going and doing Savis and doing Ogas, but I didn't have to make a lot of choices, and, I could do all of it because it had been open for a little while. And then also all the APs were still blacked out in California, so I didn't have to worry about that. But I really want to see the one in Florida, and it's just going to be the same. And yet I'm excited to see it and be there and try it out. So if I don't get down for that, then again, I'm gonna hook my wagon to the Diffendall train, and we're gonna go in, and we're gonna go from 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. and just do all the extra
my God.
magic hours, and it's gonna be fantastic. And we're gonna
And you're
crash
going to
the
take me with
Falcon.
you when you build a lightsaber.
I already built one, but if that's what I have to do to get in with the Diffendall family, I'll build another. I mean, I am not above doing that. I could always do another one.
We'll take you regardless.
Nice.
Well,
So now what?
Change your last name temporarily, though.
I'm in.
when I fly down for this world's shortest trip, I am not going to have the airport store there to greet me in MCO, because that's going to be closed for refurbishment until November. Look at this sad beige wall. Like that's just
Sad construction walls.
I didn't know how much this would bother me until I saw it, and I'm looking at that and I'm just like, that's not Orlando. Where did the Orlando airport go?
But that's the first thing you see when you get to Orlando. That's your first taste of Disney, and I mean, that's pretty exciting when you get there and you get to see that. And I know that it's down because they're refurbishing it for my future enjoyment. But at the same time, like it is very sad to see. And as per the article on the website, it probably will be a sanitized version of what it used to be, and it was fun, like the little Disney, like the little princess chair photo spot, and I mean, it's going to be a little sad to see it be so kind of look like a Hudson News shop instead of looking like a Disney store.
Yeah, it's going to be a new shop Disney store.
The other Disney shop looks like in the airport, and we're suspecting it's going to look similar in theming to this.
Oh, it's kind of looks like an iPhone store.
So boring.
Doesn't it?
Yeah.
You had mentioned that it's like the first thing that greets you. Well, when I get there, I usually like just bolt right for the Magical Express. So it's usually the thing I go to when my trip is done, and I'm like, oh, is there anything I missed that I should pick up before I get on my flight? Because I'm waiting like 2.5 hours anyways.
But it's like that last taste of Disney before you leave.
Yeah, last taste. That's a good way to put it.
It can be both, but I mean, to your point, Tyler, like the sanitized version does not have as much stuff as the other versions did. So now when you go in, it's like if you needed an extra keychain because you forgot to buy something for somebody back home, then you can do that. But like if it's something that was in the park, I did not see a lot of that in the sanitized version when we were there last time. So, and I think, so I like both sides of that. I like seeing it first, and then I'll like it, like at the last minute going in. But I don't know that it's going to have a lot for you when you're leaving.
Nope.
Yeah, it's not going to feel like, oh, hey, here's this one last little bit of like that Disney immersive experience, because the new stores don't have that immersive feeling. It's just, here's some white walls and a couple of things to look at, and then buy our junk and get out.
Yeah, buy our generic stuff. If you want the good park stuff, come to the park. Don't buy it here in this airport. That's what it sounds like when we said that, like, you can't get that sort of exclusive parks merch. Like, it's now just a Disney store, and if you want everything else, you got to come here. It's not worth it buying it in this airport lobby. Not lobby. What's what I'm looking for? Atrium.
Terminal.
Concourse.
Terminal.
Yeah. But to your point, that's a great way to put it, Tyler, is that it is just a generic Disney store. I mean, looking back on it, I can't remember anything that was specific to the parks. Like, I started like trying to catch up with all these things, and they didn't have these, and this seems like a given for a park. Yeah, it's wishable. Sorry, for a given for a parks store, and it's not like they had far to ship them, so why wouldn't they have them there? I don't know.
And speaking of generic stuff that's under construction, is still closed.
This is
what is your over under that this will be open by the time Reflections of Forever happens?
I have no clue.
I will put it one further and say that this is going to stay closed all the way up until D23, when they say, hey, guess what? We're putting in a DuckTales ride, replacing this ride, which is already closed and under construction now.
Don't do me that dirty. No, that's too good.
I know.
Hey, don't get mad at me.
They're doing a DuckTales ride. I don't want to see it confined to the footprint of Primeval World.
Well, I mean, they've got some space behind it, don't they?
Yeah, there's like a parking lot for cast there, I believe.
That would make me so happy. That would be the best thing that they could say at D23.
Because that excavator was supposed to be there, right? And it would have taken up that space. So, I mean, I feel like they've got to have some space to do something there. I mean, like I say the same thing that Ben did, man. Tyler, don't say that, because now that's all I want.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, don't say that because it's going to be terrible.
I'm over Primeval Whirl. I really am. I mean, and that's I mean, and I love everything. Like, I'm still the guy that went, oh, Stitch is gone. I mean, like, that's still me. So like, I love everything. So, but I mean, we just go and look at it, and I go, hey, do you guys wanna? And they go, nah. And I go, yeah, okay. And we move on. So it's just, I mean, it's not Disney-ish enough. I mean, it's just kind of meh. So I would love it if they would replace something else, but A, I don't know that they are that good at keeping secrets that they could pull that one off, and B, it would be a great surprise if that's what happened. I don't see it happening, but that would be a great surprise.
I think I've said before that this ride system is something that you would purchase for like a carnival, because it comes in like 3 trailer trucks and you can build it in 24
hours. It's a flying
hours.
mouse ride. Yeah.
Yeah.
Dorney Park
So-
here in Allentown had one of those when I was 10 years old. Like that ride, the whole thing is like ancient and just, yeah, exactly. It's a carnival ride. It's an off-the-shelf carnival ride that they, I think, made a few modifications to, and that was it.
And hopefully it's a little bit more structurally permanent being built for a theme park like this.
Yeah.
But considering if it's been closed unexpectedly, then there is either something horribly wrong with it and they can't get parts because the company that manufactures this closed and had to pass off the rights to it to another company who builds theme park rides, or they're like, it's closed for maintenance, but you know what, like, weren't we planning on getting rid of this anyways? Like, let's just see what else we got around here.
You know,
Like, that's what it feels like gonna happen.
That second line doesn't make any sense, though, because if that was the case, they would just announce the closure date as whatever date in the future that they were going to announce what's the new thing that's going there, rather than having this snowballing problem where they keep pushing back the date. And it also doesn't line up with what's going on with Astro Orbiter, where that closed and had a snowballing reopening date. Like, there's a pattern here with both these attractions.
Yeah, Astro Orbiter is also going to become a Star Wars ride, right?
What?
I'm just joking at this point.
No, it's going to be a DuckTales ride. They're
all
Tailspin.
DuckTales rides.
Tailspin. Wrong.
Launchpad.
Oh, Tailspin.
DuckTales.
That I would love.
Oh,
Scrooge's greatest.
Tailspin ride in Tomorrowland. How
One other thing I want to
thematically appropriate.
Yeah, exactly. Well, right above Buzz Lightyear and right across from what was Stitch and behind Monsters Inc. Yeah, it's perfect. So, but when one thing I wanted to say was, like, when my air conditioning dies or my like dishwasher, I Google and go, what was the life expectancy on this? And then it's like, oh, okay, if it's within a couple years, I go, well, I'm not going to fix it. I'm going to replace it. I wonder what the life expectancy is on an off the shelf roller coaster like this one, and if it's shut down a couple times and they're trying to fix it and then they're like, maybe we just don't fix it. But I mean, there's gotta be some capacity issues if they weren't planning on this going away, that the people have to be going somewhere else. It at least was a people eater. It was never walk on. I mean, it was close, but it was never walk on. So there must be some problems with it. And the question is, like, what's going to happen? Are they going to open it? And once they open it after all these problems, who's going to be excited about riding it?
Yeah. The answer is pretty much no one. So.
Yeah.
Ooh.
But what we are excited for.
Dum dum dum.
I am looking forward to this. So we're going to have to be a little brief. Like I mentioned at the top of the show, we're a little short-staffed tonight because everybody is doing prep work and setup for News Tonight, which is happening tomorrow at 9 p.m. It is the 100th episode, and it is live. We are recording this live in studio with a studio audience, and it is going to be real cool. I am so excited for this.
Our first ever studio.
Yeah, like
so cool.
We're not just renting this for one night. We bought the space. We own this studio. It is going to be where we do stuff going forward. This is going to be amazing, folks. Like if you can make it down for that, go check it out.
Yeah. And if not for this episode, for a future episode.
Yeah.
But isn't it just for
every taping?
Isn't it just for Premiere Pass and Premiere Plus? Isn't that
plus?
And you can only bring a guest who is also a Premiere Pass holder and is on your My Disney Experience app as a friend or family.
Oh my God.
We have complimentary snacks that are available for purchase.
They complement the room.
Yeah. You compliment us
for
providing them.
And for tomorrow night, we have a whole bunch of staff in-house. Pete's going to be there. Jason's going to be there. Fig's going to be there.
Everybody
is Tom going to be there?
Tonight show, but is going to be there.
Right. Nathan should be there, I think.
Yeah, Nathan's there. Tom's there.
Tom has returned from foreign lands.
We got good segments. We got good graphics going in. It's going to be a good show.
We've got games
going. Oh yeah.
We've got a new game we've never played before. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh right.
We actually get to play with real buzzers. Like if you've been to any of our live events where we've had the clicker system, like it makes a difference. That rather than having to do this to your webcam, it's so much better. So
are you going to share that picture?
Oh yeah, sure, I can pull that up. Yeah, we can show you guys just a little bit of behind the scenes of what's going on with this right now.
Man, what a
You got
smoke show!
Sharon.
Am I right?
Like, I mean, it's not exactly the most glamorous picture.
Oh no,
but,
I'm talking about
we're hard at
Nathan's
work making
smoke
this look good.
show.
Oh. Sorry. Well,
Love you, Nathan.
that's. We're
Oh,
running
yeah,
a little
and
over,
don't
so
forget,
I'm gonna
folks,
call that.
Tomorrow
Okay.
night's show starts at 8 o'clock, not 9.
Yes,
Starts an hour
I said
early.
9 earlier. Thank you for correcting me. Yes, that's at 8.
People are talking about it in the chat, so I thought I'd make sure everybody
Thank
knows.
you
3
very
hours,
much.
right?
That is important. Yeah, it's a 3-hour tour.
7 Central.
A 3-hour tour for the 100th show.
Yeah, it's
Fun.
It's going to be a blast, folks. Thank you all for watching tonight's show, and if you are interested in being in the live audience for News Tonight, I highly recommend, if you're out of state, you coordinate with our travel partner, Never Grow Up Vacations, who are the official travel partner of WDWNT. Never Grow Up Vacations is an authorized Disney vacation planner whose focus is in making magic for their clients, and with over 20 years of experience booking Disney vacations, we're sure they can help you make your next trip even more magical. So head on over to wdwnt.travel to contact them about your next trip today, and I would love to hear, if you're contacting them about coming down to see the show, what their reaction is when you call them up and say, I want to go to a taping of News Tonight. That would just make me so happy. Like I said, that's tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, which is an hour earlier than normal. So mark your calendars for that, because we're doing a 3-hour special for the 100th. We do not have a post show tonight because we're all gonna honestly hop on a call for the final prep for tomorrow's show and make sure we've got everything ironed out. But we normally do have post shows. If you are interested in those, we highly recommend you head on over to patreon.com/WDWNT and join our WDWNT Interglobe Society, or WIGS for short. For as little as $2 a month, you can get access to our post shows, the post shows for News Tonight, and a whole host of other benefits that are available over there. Again, check that out at patreon.com/WDWNT. All right, folks, that's going to do it for tonight. We will see you all next week. Have a good one.
Bye.
Hey, folks.
Achoo.
No, that.